Hari Om, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Burning in the heat of the sun and the flames of a fire, and then freezing at night without the fire, is the austerity being described in verse 16 of Bhajagovindam. A person trying to live a life of a renunciate does everything in the right spirit, does tapas, austerity, in order to gain self-control and to purify themselves. They eat the bare minimum, sleep the bare minimum, and even though they're trying so sincerely, tadapi na munchati asha pasha, even then desire still lingers. To get over desire is quite a challenge. We should never underestimate the hold that desire has on us. And in fact, the last two verses, including this verse, is making just this point. Don't underestimate how much of a hold desire has on us. And like this person being described here, he's or she is doing the austerity, is living without indulgence, but it doesn't mean desire has left them, because their mind might still be longing for it. Even if they're not drinking the coffee, they still want to be drinking the coffee. And so some may not think about it and completely suppress the desire, or others might be sitting there in front of the fire, experiencing the heat and deliberately doing so to endure the heat, and be thinking about the coffee or whatever other thing it is that they desire. And so the scriptures tell us again and again that desire has to be fulfilled within the limits of dharma. If desire is very strong and we can't let it go, then find a constructive way or a healthy way in which we can fulfill it. And slowly train ourselves to be able to overcome the desire. One of the very nice ways to help train ourselves to get over a desire is to delay the gratification. So have the cup of coffee, but wait an hour before you have it, or wait a whole day before you have it. And as you delay the gratification more and more, the sense of willpower and control increases within us, and also the understanding that I don't really need it. I can actually be quite happy without it. But the minute we say, no, I'm not going to have it, that can sometimes cause a rebelliousness in us to make us indulge more, or like I said, could create suppression. Then delay gratification means I wait a short period before I then go ahead and have my desire. But to do tapas means to extend that period. I'm not going to drink for 3 months. I had seen a documentary where somebody went off all social media for 1 year. And at the end of it, he spoke about how it definitely makes you less connected to people, because people are so involved in social media and everything happens and plans are made on social media. And so he spoke about the disadvantage of it, but then he spoke about the advantages of it, about how he learned to spend time with himself and how he became aware of how when he has time, he wastes it. It's, you would think that when you have time, you'll do something constructive with it, and he stopped social media because he thought he was wasting his time on social media, but now that he stopped social media, he just found other ways to waste his time. And so desire can sneak in so many different ways, and him giving up social media for a year made him aware of how his mind crept into other desires so subtly and so sneakily. So regularly doing some kind of tapas or austerity. And finally, it's knowledge that helps us to be able to get over the desire. It's the understanding that I'm not really gaining happiness from this object or this person or this situation. That happiness is my very nature and I can experience it without any external cause whatsoever. However, this understanding takes quite a while to dawn. Even though it sounds like it's really simple and we should understand it, desire is stronger than our understanding of the knowledge. And so even though we have the knowledge, we're not able to let go of the desire. And so what works even better is that when we love something more than whatever it is that we desire. We see so many incidences of this in life. There was a lady who had the great fortune of winning a tax lotto in London. And these stories can be quite intriguing. So with this fortune that she now won from the tax lotto, one of the first things they did was move out into almost a palace-like home. It was huge, and for someone who lived in a very small home their whole life, and siblings sharing a room and being able to hear through the wall what the other person is saying, fighting for the bathroom in the morning when everyone's getting ready, they were all dreaming about this huge house and having the space, and each one of them having their own room and having their own ability to do whatever they want to, and how to decorate the room and have the space to watch whatever they want to when they want to. It's a true story, and so they did. They moved into this beautiful, huge mansion, which had an east wing and a west wing. And the lady who won the tax lotto, the mother, after 3 months, sold the mansion, even though it meant that she was making a loss on the property, and moved back into a fairly small house. All her friends and relatives were very surprised by this move, and she told them, I would walk around the house and not be able to find the kids, because I didn't know which wing they were in, which room they were in, and I found that in this big house, I was extremely lonely. And so it didn't matter that she lost some of the money that she won in the tax lotto. She loved having her family around her much more. So when we recognize the value of something, or when we genuinely love something greater, then we're happy to let go of the lower. And this quality of being able to do that, to be able to love something higher, comes in satsang. In satsang, we learn how to divinize our desires. So something like when we have a great love for food, divinizing the desire is we cook for others or we feed others. So it's not only about me, but it's feeding and helping and nurturing and caring for another person. And if we can cook for the Lord and offer our cooking to the Lord, then even better. So we have the desire, but we channelize the desire to something greater. So the desire isn't about indulgence, but it becomes about whatever the higher is. If it's offered to the Lord, it becomes about the Lord. If it's offered to friends and family in nurturing, it's still better than me just licking my fingers thinking, that's yummy. So even though desire's hold on us is strong, and we never underestimate it, there's lots of small things we can start doing to help loosen the grip that desire has on us. Think about it.
For more in-depth talks from Swamini Supriyananda and other excellent teachers of the Chinmaya mission, you can subscribe to chinmayaclicks.com. You can also visit the Chinmaya channel on YouTube for bite-sized inspiration and discourses on in-depth Vedantic texts. To know about local classes, activities, and upcoming retreats, visit www.chinmayamission.com. And see you on the next podcast.